gold could be hitting 3,500 very fast if Iran chokes the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow stretch of water, just 21 miles wide, carries over 20% of the world's oil. Block it for even 48 hours, and the energy markets go haywire. And gold soars. Right now, Iran and Israel are locked in a tense face-off. Drone strikes, missile threats, naval warnings, all focused on that one strategic waterway. The United States has moved warships into the Gulf. Global traders are watching oil tick higher, and smart money is moving into gold. Because when oil becomes uncertain, gold becomes essential. That narrow corridor between Iran, Oman, and the UAE handles about 18 to 19 million barrels of oil per day, roughly 20% of global supply. Imagine that pipeline suddenly shuts off. Oil price spikes. Inflation surges. Economies waver. And gold begins its run. In past flare-ups, even unconfirmed threats sent Brent crude up 7 to 13% in a single day, and that triggered a rapid gold spike, thousands per ounce in days. And this time, the geopolitical tension balances precariously and could tip at any moment. Iran already controls the northern side of Hormuz. They can board tankers. They can impose blockades. They've done it before. Drone strikes on tankers, unreliable passages for shipping, and rampant threats like serious consideration of closing the strait if escalations continue. It doesn't take a fully mined channel, just enough fear to freeze trade. In 2020, a COVID-related oil collapse helped push gold from around $1,500 to over $2,000 per ounce. In the 1970s, an OPEC oil embargo multiplied gold prices nearly 8 times in under a decade. Today's dynamics? They pack the potential to push gold to $3,500 if Hormuz is even partially threatened. Goldman Sachs predicts a $3,700 target by the end of next year, with Bank of America forecasting $4,000 by 2026. Before we dive deeper, make sure you subscribe to Gilded. Like the video if you're learning something new, and share it with someone tracking oil, gold, or markets. We chase the metal, not the hype. Iran's Revolutionary Guard routinely uses fast boats, drones, and naval patrols to harass tankers. And in response, U.S. carriers and destroyers now patrol Gulf waters. It's a standoff. But remember, when naval games include fast boats, death drones, and mines, trade flows tense in seconds. So what happens if Iran actually chokes the strait? Let's run through the numbers. In a 48-hour disruption, oil rises about 20%, from $75 to $90 per barrel. Tanker insurance premiums and shipping rates spike over 30%. Gold jumps 10% overnight, easily breaching $3,500 per ounce. In a one-week closure scenario, oil crosses $100. Commodity costs explode: fuel, food, fertilizer. Inflation indexes spike. Central banks panic. Gold could surge to $3,700 or even $4,000, depending on how long the panic lasts. In a prolonged disruption lasting over a month, systemic inflation spreads. Governments draw down reserves. Nations hoarding gold suddenly look wise. Gold becomes cash in hand for sovereign states. And who's already preparing? Central banks from Asia and the Middle East I bought over 800 tons of gold in 2025 alone. Hedge funds are piling into gold ETFs, derivatives, and physical bullion. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and others are all positioning for major upside. Retail investors? Many haven't moved yet, but there's still time if they act fast. Rising oil means rising gas prices, which means higher grocery bills. That flows into everything: transport, plastics, fertilizer, packaging. Inflation bites. Bond yields spike. The stock market trembles. And gold? Gold becomes the hedge, the protector, the reserve. This isn't just about war. It's about what war does to markets, inflation, and the global energy lifeline. If Hormuz is squeezed, everything from airline tickets to coffee to rent could rise in cost. But gold? Gold is the stabilizer. Let's say the strait is closed for 1 week. Oil's at 100 a barrel. The dollar strengthens at first, but stagflation fears kick in. Treasury yields rise. Then panic. Equities drop 10%. Gold soars 15 to 20%. And if we're talking about a month-long disruption, strategic petroleum reserves start depleting. Energy diplomacy intensifies. Nations like China and India scramble to secure alternatives. Iran plays every ounce of leverage it has. Gold becomes a tool of power, not just a metal of wealth. What if it never happens? That's the hedge paradox. If it doesn't happen, gold stabilizes, maybe pulls back slightly. If it does, the upside is not only probable, it's historical. You don't wait to buy an umbrella in the rain. You buy it while the skies are clear. Remember what happened during the first Gulf War. Gold ran, oil soared. Inflation triggered policy panic. The same blueprint is forming again. And it's not just Iran. If any domino falls, be it a tanker attack, a mistaken missile strike, or a mining of Hormuz, the chain reaction begins. Gold doesn't need a full-blown conflict. It only needs one wrong move in the world's tightest energy bottleneck. This isn't just a Middle East problem. It's a global market problem. Over 200 countries depend on oil that passes through that 21-mile channel. What's the bottom line? Prepare before the panic. Gold isn't about hype. It's about history, strategy, sovereignty. If Iran chokes the Strait of Hormuz, even for 2 days, gold could spike fast. But if it escalates, we could be looking at a new all-time high. Not because gold changed, but because everything else did. You're watching Gilded, where we chase the metal, not the hype.